Welcome back to MVP Ring Talk. We're talking today about Danny Garcia, his big win last week, and his breakdown he had in the middle of the ring after his victory regarding his mental illness. You know, I do want to say that mental illness is a real thing. It affects boxers, just like everyone else. Danny Garcia probably, he probably had a lot of weight on him because of his recent losses, in the ring, and, people have to understand that, boxers they're human beings. I mean, they accept victory. They have to accept losses. Sometimes there's things that happen outside of the ring that can affect their performance. And sometimes, they just don't handle losses very well. There's a lot of pressure on them to be winners, to remain champions. A lot of these guys have undefeated records. They lose their undefeated record, and sometimes that's the best thing they got is that they're undefeated boxers. They build a career, but being a boxer is tough. Boxing is one of the most demanding sports. It takes a lot to be a good boxer, to be a good fighter. You're constantly under the pressure of performing well, doing well, representing your people, representing your country, representing your city, your state, and all the fans that you have. So to take a loss, it's tough sometimes. In Danny Garcia's case, he had 2 losses, and I think that weighed on him. I believe that probably contributed to his mental illness. I know that he fought Errol Spence. He fought well, but Errol Spence is a hell of a fighter. He did what he had to do and got the win. And, he came back, bounced back versus Benavidez. I actually had Benavidez. I picked Benavidez to win the fight. But my son Jason, made a good point. Said that Benavidez can withstand the test of time because he is an older fighter, and he is a injured fighter. That he may be able to pull out the victory. But Danny Garcia fought well. He looked quick. He looked sharp. He looked rejuvenated, and he pulled out the victory. And I think he pulled out the victory, decisively. I know one scorecard had it even, but I didn't see it like that. I thought he won by at least 5 points, 5 rounds. So he did good. So Danny Garcia, I do want to let you know from my perspective, MVP Ring Talk, Jason Mata here in San Antonio, Texas. I deal a lot with youth and young adults who deal with many things in their life. Mental illness being one of them. Having low self-esteem is another one. And that's primarily what I do in the sport of boxing. Is I run a youth program that works with kids that are at risk of failing in life because of barriers that they're dealing with. One of them is mental illness. So I do want to tell you that, in that perspective, that I appreciate that you had the courage to show your human side after your win. It's something that people in general have to see sometimes from real fighters and real boxers, that you are a human being. You have similar challenges like everyone else. And you know what? That night, buddy, you overcame them. You did very, very well. I was impressed with your speed. I was impressed with your counters. But beyond that, I was impressed with your courage after the fight. So Danny Garcia from MVP here in San Antonio, Texas, I do want to tell you thank you. Keep it up, and keep up in good spirits, and hope to see you in the next fight. God bless.